Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector, is a collective or general reading. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So keep in mind, this is a general or collective reading, meaning some parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it right now, this is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity to your situation now. We're going to begin this reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we do have conception. Some action is being taken. The beginning of a project is moving forward. This is representing the element of fire, and these 8 wands are it's representing the Sagittarius energy. When Sagittarius takes their bow and arrow and they shoot their arrows at the target and into the heavens, and they go boom, 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 boom. They come and they land. And so the project, it's either just been launched or it was launched some time ago and it's about to land. This can also represent the energy of conception of an actual baby. So if you're not planning to conceive a child, then make sure you take care of that. This is all, okay, so we're talking about regret here. This card's been coming in a lot. I think a lot of people have a lot of regret right now. I'm just going to check. Okay, I can move this down a little bit. I just want to make sure that you will be able to see the whole reading by the end of it, because I was doing a different kind of reading. I was actually just finished all the new moon solar eclipse readings. If you want to check that out, that's in the new moon, full moon playlist. And I also have all the Valentine's Day and the energy for the incoming up. We're going to have a brand new year in the Chinese calendar. And that begins on the 17th along with the new moon. So there's lots of energy there. The playlist for the new moon, for the fire horse energy coming in is on the same one as the New Year's and Valentine's Day, actually. Just because I'm not going to get into explaining those areas as much, but you can go to them. I did do a reading for each of the signs. So the astrological influences, sometimes they're not as significant, but right now at this time they're very significant. And so we have the energy here of regret or remorse. There's 5 cups here, 3 are spilt and 2 are standing. This person is very focused on what they've lost here. These 2 cups have wine in it, and this one has something else. Quite often this represents someone who stepped outside the marriage or a committed relationship, and there was a third party involved. So at this point, this could represent you having had that happen to you, or that you're the person that did it. And I mean, it doesn't have to be that, but generally the cups in tarot represent romantic love a lot of the time. And we're in that Valentine's Day energy. So a lot of readings have been kind of in that vein. We have this person, what the best thing they can do now is be thankful and appreciate what they have, and to pick it up and walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters, and get to their castle and isolate for a little while and figure out what they're going to do now. This card is the energy of crying over spilt milk. Like, once it's in the ground, you're not going to be able to recover it. Also, if you look, the castle in the background there is half standing and half dilapidated. And so that energy can represent, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? We have the King of Wands coming in. Now, the King of Wands is looking into this situation. What happened here? He's looking right at this dude. Like, what's going on here? So the King of Wands is sitting on his throne, and he is known to be like the most charismatic and sexy of all the kings. He's the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. you would almost forgive him for anything because he's so charming, and he is really a lot of fun to be around. He's someone who's a visionary. He has a really good attitude when it comes to life. This is someone that is, is good at bringing shift into being. He has his hand on the wand. It's made of wood, and this is representing the tree, the deep roots of our ancestors, and the branches of our offspring, or our offshoots here. And so the King of Wands, he does represent the element of fire. And on the back here, in the face cards of the wand energy, they all have like this salamander chasing its tail on the tunic, and a lion, and there's even a little salamander running here. And this represents protection from fire. The only one that doesn't have that is the Queen of Wands, and that's because she commands the fire. She sets the tone, she commands the fire. She doesn't need protection. Having said that, now that one thing I noticed about this card is in the background here is it's like a face to me, like it has like two eyes and the smoke coming out of the nose here, and smoke coming out of the mouth, like someone's smoking something. This could just because the King of Wands is smoking hot, or it could be where there's smoke, there's fire. So this could be about him. As I said, he's a visionary. He likes to look into the future, and he likes new projects, to take new projects on all times. And so sometimes that does translate into his love life. He's known, of all the kings, he's the most likely to be a player, playing the field. Which, I mean, is up to, whoever. Like, I'm not judging it, I'm just saying what's happening. And then the energy here is, although I have to say, like, if he's done this behind someone's back, then, I've lost respect for him right there. That's just the energy. So in any case, this is talking about having a heavy burden to carry, that, and quite often this can represent carrying burdens of other people's that don't belong to you. The wands, again, represent actions, but they can also represent inactions. Things you should have done but you didn't do, kind of energy. You knew about something and you could have done something to prevent disaster from happening, and you chose instead to not. Like where there's smoke, there's fire. So if you know, like having that kind of energy. This also represents, like, wands are what we plant. So a lot of this could be energies that you sowed seeds and you wanted to grow, and you grew them, and now that your harvest is very heavy, but you're really tired, it's been exhausting, but you can't even see that how close you are to home. A lot of people quit right before they're about to get the success that they've been working so hard for. This is saying keep going, and there might be a better way of getting this harvest home. This is also talking about, I've been using this as an example, is like, say, you had some money put together and you decide, I'm going to purchase this house. It's in the neighborhood I want to be in the city I want to be in, that kind of energy. And you purchase it, and then you live in it for a year, and you realize, you know what, I hate living here. This is not what I thought it was going to be. And now the market has changed, and you're kind of stuck in it because you can't get your money out of it right now. That's the kind of energy. And if you rent it out, well, then you have to deal with renters. And that can be a lot of work. And especially if it's in a different city or a different place from where you live. So it's just that kind of energy. It could be something that you planted a seed in, it's an asset, but it's not suiting your lifestyle anymore. That kind of energy. And he's so close to home, and so you just keep going. This is keep going and put any burdens down that don't belong to you, that you can. If they do belong to you, well, you might have to hang on to them for a while. This is the energy of the moon coming in. We have, right now as I'm doing this reading, we just had Valentine's Day, and now we're moving into the energy of the Chinese New Year, and that's coming up on the 17th here. And the Chinese New Year, we're moving from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy. This is a very powerful 17th. There's a lot of shift coming in with this moon, because the new moon is in, come on baby, oh, Okay, my cat is here. She was asleep in the other room, but she's decided to join us for this reading. I know I started without you. I'm sorry. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr, so she can raise the vibration. A cat's purr is very powerful for healing. And oh, you got happy feet. She's starting up. Her engine's moving. Are you warming your engine up? You're a good girl. Okay, she's such a sweet little cat when she's not being a pain in the butt. Like a couple readings ago. So the moon is talking about this energy. This is emotional waters. A lot of times people become more emotional around the moon. Generally, we'll feel that energy really a lot now. Like we're feeling the moon on Valentine's Day even, like, you know, and before that. There's some other very big astrological influences happening also. I don't want to get into them too much because it'll use up too much of this reading and then make it really long. But you can check those out on those playlists that I mentioned. You could just check it out. I took some time about 2 weeks ago to really organize my my videos so that if people wanted to look into things, they'd find it easy. The energy here, so is talking about this lobster is coming out of the water, the emotional waters, and they're, okay, I got to get on my path. I got to pass these two, this dog and this wolf. They're howling at the moon here. This is representing your domestic side, and this is representing your wild side. And it's saying, you have, you know, on the domestic side, you might be not willing to take any risks. And so how are you going to ever, you know, become a better version of yourself if you never risk anything? And then on the other side, it's kind of like, you know, it's your wild side, so you want to be a little bit careful. And at this time right now, if you're going to take a walk on the wild side, I would be careful, like, about where you're walking here, because the energy is not supporting impulsive energy in any way, shape, or form. You could regret something you do now, something you say, you know, it's just that kind of energy. And, you know, like, don't do something and then, or see something and then get, you know, tweeting all over the place, you know what I mean? And then regretting it later. We're seeing a lot of that online right now. So stay on the path. These two pillars represent staying, you know, don't get distracted. This energy right here is talking about the sun being here, and the full moon and the new moon. And what it's saying also is this, talking about this eclipse. So on the 17th, it's the year of the fire horse, the first day of the year of the fire horse. It's also a new moon coming in the energy of Aquarius, opposed by Leo, which is the sun energy, because Leo is across the wheel from Aquarius. And on the February 1st, it was the opposite. The moon was in Leo, it was a full moon in Leo, and Aquarius was opposing it. So we've got this back and forth energy for like the whole month, or like half the month here already. And now there's also going to be a solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse is when the moon blocks out the sun for a short period of time. And that can expose a lot of hidden, or a lot of the hidden stuff is like just brewing there. And then when the sun comes back out, the sun starts exposing it. Especially because it's in an intimate relationship with Aquarius at this time. So it's a busy time astrologically. This moon is a very powerful moon. The eclipse is the 1st of 2026. And, you know, we can feel like eclipses cause like major shift, like long lasting. It's not like, oh, it was a bad day. It's more like, could be a good day, bad day, you know, whatever your situation is. But you'll feel it for a while, like for half a year or so. So, you know, it can have a huge influence. This is the Chariot coming in. So the Chariot is saying there is some action taking place pretty quick here. This is talking about if you're on your destined path and you're in the Chariot, there's no need for reins or anything. This is destined for you. It's like a tank, tung, 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 just, you know, running over whatever it has to, because you have to get to your destiny. That kind of energy. It's too bad the lobster can't just hop on. It would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? But then it probably wouldn't learn as much along the way. Maybe it means it got to the end of the path, and now this is talking about, hey, It's more about wanting to be on your path. That's the first step. 80% of success is just showing up. So this card is representing that energy, the chariot, the wheel is spinning, this is happening. So it's already happening on the spiritual realm and is coming down to the 3D. We have a celebration happening because it's a moon. And whenever there's a moon, and this one's a big, powerful moon, you're going to have this energy coming in. They're celebrating, but this is a celebration of a different kind, because these three people are not looking at each other. They're not celebrating each other. They're toasting something that has happened or something that they think is going to happen. And this energy is quite often gossip and slander and that kind of energy. A lot of low-flying witches like to fly around at the time of the moon, because they know that's the most highly intuitive time, and that, you know, that's when they love to get out and about. And so this energy, the reason why I don't enjoy this card is for another reason, is cups are about love, and they're about romantic love. Why are there three? And why is no one looking at each other? All they care about is an event that's happening, or something other, you know, outside of themselves. And in many countries, if you toast someone, in Europe in particular, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out, because they have a superstition there. 7 years bad luck in your romantic life if you don't look someone in the eye when you toast them. So it kind of defeats the purpose. And so this card, a lot of readers read it as a celebration. I read it as, yes, for who though? That's what I like, you know, that's the energy. So we have, this is the star. The star is talking about bringing what your special quality is. We were all born to shine. What is your special quality that you can bring down to the earth right now? She's got her right foot saying that she's willing to take action and put her special quality into the universal pool. Use alchemy, you know, pour in and out, and then pour that out onto the earth. And this represents the North Star. That means that you're on your destined path. And this is the energy here, being on your destined path, and on, you know, in the, you didn't get distracted by the illusions, and you stayed on goal. That's the energy. And so this is talking about the bottom line. I'm building a pyramid here, and this is talking about the tools that you have and what's kind of the flavor. Okay, what are we doing? We're trying to conceive a project here. We've launched it, but we want to bring it into fruition now. And then this next line is going to be, what are the obstacles coming in and how are we going to handle them? So the Knight of Wands is information coming in about the obstacles now. So the Knight of Wands is, you know, the knights would work for the king and queen, and they would, you know, travel for miles and deliver messages. In those days, you know, that was the only way they really had to get information back and forth to other kingdoms, etc. And then they would wait for the answer and then bring it all the way back. Quite often they would come through, they had to be very, very brave to be able to do so, because there was a lot of, you know, energy out there that didn't maybe want them to get the message delivered in some cases, or at some times. And so this is talking about this big plume of red here, is talking about the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a rebel with a cause. So this is someone that has a fiery temper and a fiery personality. This represents actually Sagittarius energy again with this here. You know, the centaur kind of energy. And this is someone who has learned to rein their emotions in. And notice how they have the tunic on, so they're protected from fire. And this is the mysteries of the universe are represented by these pyramids here. And it's about wanting to get out and, you know, explore, and they love knowledge for the sake of it. Like if they get it in their mind, I want to learn something, then that's the energy. This is representing the energy on the 17th of February. This is the fiery horse energy coming in. And it's very similar to the Sagittarius energy, very free-spirited, adventurous, like to travel, like to tackle new projects kind of energy. You know, we'll shoot, I'm going to get as close to the target as I can and have them land dunk, 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 in exactly the order so that I can get this project completed here. And so, you know, there's a lot of, in the matters of love, this is very passionate and heartfelt. Horses are very, have very big hearts. And it's also talking about setting very high achievement goals, lofty goals. And the danger with this energy, in particular for signs who already are fiery, is that there's a real tendency to be impulsive with this energy. And impulsive energy is not a good idea right now. It's just not. There's too much shift happening on the planet to be in that energy. And it's also talking about setting goals so high and being in an energy of, you know, there's no way that it would be very challenging for you to be able to achieve those goals in the short time you've allotted them, and then just kind of pushing, you know, forcing the energy and burning yourself out in the process, and quite often causing a lot of undue stress. It's saying there's not, like, this fiery horse energy is coming in on the 17th, and it's going to be with us for a year. And we have the King of Swords coming in. So the King of Swords is sitting on his throne, and his element is the element of fire, or sorry, of air. And the sword represents our thoughts, our, how our mental intelligence, our mind, basically. So you control your mind. Your mind shouldn't be controlling you. And the King of Swords understands this very well. These are double-edged swords. He understands that words have a lot of power, and that words can also be used as weapons. And so he wields his sword. That's how he earns his living. So this is representing someone that would be in a professional field of using his mind and, you know, written word and verbal word. So this could be an influencer on the internet. This could be an energy of a politician at the top, at the very top. It would be a president, a prime minister, or someone in the cabinet, you know, in the federal cabinet, someone very high up that has a position there, a senator, that kind of energies. It can also represent lawyers. If it's a lawyer, it's going to be someone who's a partner in a firm, and like at the top again. Then the energy can also represent that of judges, Supreme Court energy. It can be talking about the energy of, like, what else have I missed here? You know, you get the idea of what I'm talking about. This is someone that, it could be a writer, that kind of, you know, and someone who, there was one more that I wanted to mention. It doesn't matter. If it comes up, I'll mention it. So this is, he understands the power of his words, and he uses them wisely. And if he's in upright position, he's a man of his word. And saying at the same time that the kings can be a female in their masculine energy, as well as the knights can be a female in their masculine energy. Here is the swords. Okay, so this is talking about, really, this isn't really, this time of this moon is not a time so much for logic and moving forward and putting plans into place. It's more for making plans and using your intuition. And to use your intuition, putting your mind to rest so that you can go deep and meditate and pray and figure out, okay, what's the best way to accomplish whatever this project is that you're working on here. And this is so that he's laying here, and he has hung his mind on the wall, and he's got it, his mind is at rest here. And on this window is the word Pax. This is a stained glass window, so it feels like it's a church. And he is, the PAX is representing peace. So this is about having peace of mind so that you can be more intuitive. This is your most intuitive time during the cycles of the moon. We have this energy coming in. So this is possibly the king has sent after using, remember he's using a double-edged sword, after consulting with him, deep within himself, he sends a message out. And this could be, it could be that, or this could be someone running from this message. And like running to possibly the King of Wands here, or to this person in regret. We don't really have enough, we know someone's in regret, and we suspect that there's a third party and that people are gossiping about it and enjoying the regret that this person has. This could even be one of the third parties, or one of these people could be the third party kind of energy. So this is information probably coming in about something about this, and it's now being, this quite often can represent a divorce lawyer, so this could be papers being sent. Maybe the King of Wands kind of, got a little bit loose with his morals here, and now there's a divorce happening. That could be, it could be something like that. But this is, the thing about this energy, this is exactly an example. Like, look at the energy here of this horse, and look at the energy of this horse. So this is a horse that, trusts it. He trusts his rider, and he's rearing up, but he's not panicking. This horse is panicking. He's like, who's this idiot on my back here? That's the energy. This is a horse this is the energy of impulsive energy that's so dangerous right now, because this is talking about, if you haven't ridden a horse, the way that you control a horse is because the bit in the mouth that's attached to the reins presses on the corners of the mouth, which are very sensitive in a horse. And so they're trained to turn left, turn right, etc., by what they feel in the corners of their mouths. But if they spook and they get that bit in their mouth and they chomp down on it with their teeth and run, you're not going to stop that horse. Like, you can just hang on. That's all you can do. And that horse doesn't care where it runs. It's panicked. So it could be running into traffic. It's a very dangerous thing, actually. And a lot of people get hurt that way. Get dragged or whatever. Like, your foot gets caught in the stirrup and the horse does not stop. It just keeps running. And so this is the energy. And this is talking about impulsive behavior at this time. Like, it's not a good idea. And you notice we only can see half his sword. What's his point? We don't know. He doesn't even know the point. He only has half the story, I'm getting. But he's racing in to share it. And he's running against the wind through barren land. And the horse is totally stressed out. So that's the energy. Like, this is a perfect example. Rein it in, and that kind of energy. And then we have the again, use your intuition. It's saying that right now is a good time to go inward and use your intuition to make sure that the information you are receiving right now is true. And this is really what we're seeing playing out on a world scale right now, with the files coming out, all the energy and all of the information in them. Some of it is absolutely substantiated, and some of it is like, it's hard to say. And so, because it's been redacted, a lot of it. So it's been a weird energy. It's this illusion energy of the moon that we're in right now in that regard as well. So this is talking about the high priestess is sitting in between these pillars. One is truth, one is lies, this is Jesus, this is the devil, this is light and dark, evil and good, that kind of energy, and getting into a position where you can really, okay, which way, what do I need to do to navigate through this wild energy right now that we're going through. Yeah, because it's like, this is, an energy here. This Eight of Swords is representing mental prison, like really being stuck, not knowing, I don't know which direction to go in. And so this is what it's saying. If you're only using your logic, you're going to be in this energy, because there's a lot here that is not logical. You have to go inward and feel and find the answers within yourself. The answer for someone else may not, it could be the perfect answer for them, and it could be perfectly logical, but it may not be the perfect answer for you. You need to use your intuition and your logic at this time. This represents someone who is, well, it could be a couple of things here, or a few things. For me, this is saying, like, there's 8 swords here, and this person has gone through a lot of, you know, each thought and having to figure out, okay, because they can, the fact that they're trapped here is an illusion. They can get out of it. Like there's nothing really holding them there, but they're stuck energy. And so, and they're blindfolded, they can't see where they're going, and they're bound. And quite often this will be duty bound. So it's kind of like not wanting to do something because it will impact people around you that you care about, but you know something, and you know you need to do something about it. It's that kind of energy, because there's one sword here still standing, and that's the one she could just, you know, come up to that sword and cut the, you know, this would be easy to walk away from, but she's stuck. But the thing is, I feel like there was way more water here to begin with. And like, as she worked through these swords, the tears, I feel like this is the tears. This is a serious situation. And the energy here is like, now her one foot is on dry land. That's her right foot. So she's ready to pick up this sword, take action, get herself out of here. Okay, I got to do something about it. And this can represent isolation here, like choosing to go inward, not wanting to be distracted, and you know, be able to move forward. She still has one foot in this puddle, but it's a puddle now. It's not very deep. So that's talking, the water in tarot represents emotion. So at one point, I think there was way more water here, but now she has navigated through a good part of it and is, you know, is ready. Okay, I've made a decision what I'm going to do. Except that you see, she's still in this energy. Is it this or that? And that's why you need to use your intuition, because when you feel like there's only 2 things here, my way or the highway, this or that or this, there's only 2 ways that I can solve this problem. It means you're not using your intuition enough, because and look at how her feet are here. She's got them pointed out. She's leaking energy. It's draining her because she's only looking at the 2, and she's got her heart closed here. She's got her heart protected. And this is talking about only being able to, like, which way. And actually, she has her right arm covering her left arm, representing her logic is overriding her intuition here. And she needs to have it go the other way around, because then she would see that there's more, there's 3 at least, but there's way more than that. There's creative solutions. If you ask a question that's logic, you'll get a logical answer. And that answer usually has a question in it that's logical, and then it just keeps going in a loop. Whereas if you use your intuition to answer the logical question, then you can apply logic to that intuitive answer and move forward. And again, it's featuring the new moon here. You don't want to be in the energy of my way or the highway right now. It's not a good idea to fight the new, because the new is coming whether you want it to or not. There's a lot of pentacles at stake here. A lot of, so the pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, like the ultimate lifestyle on planet Earth. And this is talking lifestyle. A big part of that is money, represented by the coins here. But you could have all the money in the world and still not live the lifestyle that you want to be living. We're seeing that right now. All these people in these, you know, with powerful positions and so much money. And what do they do with it? Like, come on, like it's stunning. It's really, like, it's, I think, well, stunning, whatever you want to say. So this is talking about the energy of like raining money, having the lifestyle, like having the freedom to be able to stop and chat with your neighbors, having the energy of, your beautiful home in the place you want it to be in, with the partner you want to be with the pets and the children, like the all-American dream, basically, that kind of energy. The Ten of Pentacles is the most that you can get in tarot. Then the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth comes in. And I feel like this was half the story. And then that, when this figure applies intuition to the logic, then it opens up to this energy, a better lifestyle, figuring it out. Okay, we're moving forward. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And there's the sun too. Absolutely say, yes, this is the truth. What I was just saying was the truth. So this is talking about, again, you see we have a horse here. This is a pony. And it's talking, this is your destined path. And you're carrying this heavy banner with total ease because it's your path. It's the one that you need to be on. And once you get on that path and you stay on that path, you're in this energy. You're unstoppable. That kind of energy, because this is God's plan. All the sunflowers are even bowing to God. They're turning their heads to follow the sun. That's the energy here. And you're destined, this is your destiny, to be on this path. And you need to go inward to confer with yourself to get that. And that means using your intuition. Then you'll start to see the illusions and get the truth. We have the Eight of Pentacles here. So this is talking, there's a lot of eights here, isn't there? Is there a lot of eights here? Oh, this is 10. This is 8, and this is 8. And 8, yeah. So 888, that's a powerful combination right there about being able to manifest. So right here, we're talking about 8 Pentacles, and this card in particular is talking, it's the only one where the person is actually working on the pentacle, the coin itself. So this is talking about making money. That's the energy. And so either you started a project and you're on the second pentacle and you have 6 to go, or you have 6 done and you have only 2 to go. And you're very focused on that project and wanting to get the work done. So this is having the courage to move forward. Get this energy here. Yes, and then it's kind of, when you finish this, when these land, it feels like the world's going to change, and it's coming. Like I feel like you're almost done this one and you'll be working on the last pentacle here. That's the energy I'm getting. These wands were launched some time ago. And so it's a whole new world. When the Fool goes on his journey at the 0 point, the last card of that is card 21, and the world. So this is talking about an achievement and a closing of a cycle. So it's talking about, feel like you are closing a cycle and also beginning a new one. It's, that kind of energy. We have the shift disturber coming in. So the shift disturber is sitting on, this is what you've been, you notice this here, like this is really strong energy, except for when it comes to the sword energy, because the thoughts are weakening this person in so many ways, and there's a lot of worry here. And this is saying, okay, this is what's happening, basically what you have, the obstacles, the courage to face it. Now we're going after our heart's desires. So the energy, I feel, is saying the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth is coming out. This is talking about this threesome energy here, this shift disturber, who's, it looks like a thief, but it's not a thief in the night, it's a thief in daylight. So this is someone that does their thieving early during the daylight hours, implying that, especially sitting on the energy here, like with the King of Swords, energy here, it could be someone that is at work, doing shifty work, you know what I mean? This energy here, I'm first going to explain this card. So this card comes up in a few ways as well. So this person is looking over their shoulder, and there's these 2 swords planted, and I feel like that represents this energy of, you know, the 2 cups with spilt wine and then the other cup there. And he would be the other cup. So this is someone that is looking over their shoulder and looking at the past and, you know, sneaking away. He's on tiptoe in broad daylight. He is not watching where he's going, but he's moving forward anyway. And look how he's carrying these swords. Like, he's got them by the bottom. Like, if he trips, I mean, this is so dangerous. And this is his energy. He really doesn't give a shift about the energy, and he doesn't give a shift about ruining, you know. So what if this couple, you know, my energy has come in and, well, I'm not going to say it's his fault that they ruined their, because they're grown adults. But you know what I mean, like, it's that kind of energy, like coming in and stirring the pot, and getting people. And is he leaving these 2 swords here so that the people in the village, when they wake up, are going to say, hey, where's my sword? Did you steal my sword? Did you steal my sword? Like, how come my swords are missing? And then, hey, there's 2 here. Let's fight it out. You know, it's that kind of energy. Real shifty. If you're signing any contracts, dot your I's, cross your T's. This is not really energy for that you can really trust. The other thing that's coming in with this energy is, and it came up in one of the readings because it popped in my head, like the 7-year itch, you know, like, and I looked it up because I remembered like that it was a saying, but it's basically saying that when people, this energy that we were talking about in the beginning here, like the energy of having regret, and you know, and maybe you bought a house and now this energy is coming up. So it was really funny because it came up and it was like 7-year itch, and I remember the idiom, but I haven't used it. I couldn't remember it, and I realized, okay, I looked it up. And so the 7-year itch is like when statistically, some people believe statistically, depending on which facts or information you look at, it's around the 7th year that people, and this goes back like back to the 1700s, there's been like correlating this information, that people who are married around between the 7th and 8th year, that's when they get the 7-year itch. And that's talked about where they step outside the marriage and cheat on their partner. And there was a movie back in the 50s called The 7-Year Itch, where Marilyn Monroe moved into an apartment building, and the guy that was working, lived there, his family lived there, but he sent them, it was very hot, I think it was in New York, sent them to the cottage for a month, and he was to join them on the weekends. But meanwhile, this, you know, Marilyn Monroe is next door to him. So the story comes out around that kind of energy, how easy that is to happen, kind of energy. And so giving into temptation. But what was really interesting is then it went on to say it also can represent like it became such a thing that it also can represent the energy of someone making a choice and thinking it was really good, such as buying a house. That kind of energy, and then regretting it. So I thought it was kind of funny. I put that information, I posted it if you want to read about it, know more about it. But it's just really, you know, taking a gamble, and, you know, this guy doesn't care. Like, he's willing to take the gamble, but he doesn't really, like, he's like a bull in a china shop kind of energy, you know. Marilyn Monroe, like, and then one of the lines, I think, I don't have this exactly right, but one of the lines is when someone asks her about it, she says, I don't know, this happens to me all the time. It's so funny. Anyway, get back to the reading. So the Hierophant is sitting on his throne, and he's got a blessing, and this blessing is for staying on your path, and the blessing is the truth coming in. And the Hierophant represents justice coming down from the spiritual realm all the way down to the physical realm. So if you're someone like that believes that religion is spiritual and that's what it's about, then that would represent the Pope, the Cardinal, the Bishop, that kind of energy. But what it is it's like this is someone that's responsible, and these monks are looking up to him to get they need to get the information and implement it for him. Like, this is the guy in charge of that energy. And they have their heads shaved here in tenure. And that is that, like, they used to do that because they wanted their crown to be really open so that they could really get the information from the Most High. And so this energy is talking about bringing spiritual justice down to earth. And so, you know, I'm one that believes in, you may as well go to the source and do it this way. That's my preferred method, but this energy definitely is talking about that spiritual. For some people, this is like that energy of spiritual justice. And so for them, it's very true. And then the energy is also speaking about that coming down to court. And so like actual 3D physical court. And so this energy is, the Hierophant has his hand in a blessing. So he's saying whatever is coming up, this is going to be a blessing for someone who's on the chariot. This is a direct order from the Most High, from God himself. And so that's the energy of, and then that trickles down to the earth. And so for some, that could be like in the church or what organizations, and it also represents the court of law. And now, looking back here now, which I don't do, like we've got this sneaky shift disturber energy here. And then we have this working on the money, which can be like illegally, you know, making money illegally. And then like counterfeit, actually, energy, like fraud, all of those white collar crimes, you know, there's so many out there right now. And then we have, what do you say when you're in court? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And you hold your right hand up like this. So this is now the energies of coming in. Oh, this is coming down to the 3D world, right? And now this is talking about law and order coming in, the black and whites. A lot of times law and order, like the police were... what they were called, their cars were called the black and whites, basically, in the movies in the old days there. And so this energy is, and this can also represent a physical prison as well as a mental prison. And this can represent celebrating too soon. That's the energy. It's just, well, it's talking about both ends here. So this is someone now, the energy here is, okay, you're at the top of your turret, you're overlooking your domain, and you have the world in your hands. You recognize, you know what, I've done everything I can here, and contemplating, okay, now which of that what action am I going to take? And it's kind of the energy here of recognizing there's more than one way to move here. You've used your intuition. The Hierophant is coming in and is going to take care of any of this energy. And this is sitting on your intuition and getting out of this prison. So this is talking about a big fish in the little pond kind of energy. This is talking about, I need to move to a bigger city, or a bigger, or change province, change state, go to a different country, cross international waters. Quite often this energy can talk about an entrepreneur, franchise energy, like, okay, I've done everything I can here, and now I'm going to, he's thinking, okay, where would be the next best place to take my business and expand it there, kind of energy, or my project, whatever it is. How, like, I recognize that if I move into a new area, I'm going to be the small fish in the big pond, but that's where the opportunities are. It's worth the risk. And so he's contemplating that. And then we have this here. God comes in and says, yes, a passion for new discovery. That's what you need to do. You need to move forward now and do it with passion. This is what you were put on earth for. We're clearing the path for you. You go do that and we'll look after this. That kind of energy. The universe is on it. The Queen of Swords is here. So do we have any other queens, or is this the first queen that came in? We have the high priestess, but not another queen. So this is talking about this energy. Quite often if the king and the queen come in together in a reading, it represents a divorced or separated couple. The queen is saying, I'm willing to receive. She's got her left hand out, but she's got her sword out. And she's like got it up in the air, and she's like, you better come into me, correct? Or don't bother coming into me at all. She's not interested in any bullshit. She's been there, done that, has the t-shirt for a souvenir, and is not entertaining any bullshit. So if you come into her incorrect, it's going to be off with your head, and that's it. And you know, in the swords energy, we have these little flocks of birds showing up in the royal cards, and this is representing the separation. You know, I said this could be a lawyer, so it could be that energy, or it could be that this could be representing a couple that was together and now getting divorced because of the shift that happened here kind of energy. This would have been like the sneaky sneak energy, the shift disturber energy, and this that everybody's gossiping about in the community. And this is talking about her head is out of the clouds and she's not putting up with any shift. That's just the energy. She's considered to be the coldest queen of them all, but she wasn't always that way. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm not repeating this shift. Like, I'm just not doing it. And she's very clear on it. And you'll notice she only has one sword. Actually, there's a lot of gossip usually does come out with this queen, and notice the sky is the same color. So this is kind of like an energy, but it's not, the queen doesn't indulge in gossip. She could care less what these people think. It's more about them gossiping about her because she's so cold, and she said, you know, like, and she's just like, off with your heads. Don't even come near me. This is talking, yes, and the Page of Swords is coming in now with some energy. And so you notice this is the Page of Swords is, you know, they would work for the king and queen around the age of 7 to 14. And so this guy's been around for a while, because this is talking about someone that would start working for the king and queen around the age of 7 to 14. And then if they would be in, you know, given small tasks and that. And generally they would come from a family in the area that was, you know, high society, or it could even be a distant cousin of the king or queen. And they would be kind of apprenticing and learning the ropes. And then if they became, you know, they were good at what they did, the energy, then they would get to be able to become a knight. Possibly, like, and so if they could afford a horse as well. Now you notice neither one of these has the full sword showing. So it's kind of sometimes the energy of not being able to really get to the point. They don't have the whole information. But the thing about the Page of Swords is when he started off in this energy, this is representing someone that he's the only one that's not staring at his element, that's not totally focused on the element. And so this is talking about him. He already knows his thought. He's really a smart guy. And so he's looking away from it, and he's using his intuition because he knows that it's a double-edged sword. And he likes to think outside the box. This also is talking about someone that I feel like this is like, you know, golfing energy, basically. You know, a lot of times people that come from higher society families learn how to golf when they're younger. And a lot of businessmen and politicians and that, they like to do business out in the golf course, which makes total sense because, I mean, it's way more pleasant than being in an office, for sure. There's some beautiful courses out there. But the other thing is when someone's playing golf, you can learn a lot about them. Like, golf is a very mental sport. And like, say you have your first hole is really, really bad and you've already blown it. You know, like your score is so bad, it's bad. But some people will just spiral and they'll go down, and you can tell a lot because do they get mad? Do they throw their, you know, their, like, you know, do they, you know, talk trash? Do they swear? that kind of energy? Do they throw their club? Are they cursing it out? Or do they remain calm and keep a poker face and then get a hole in one the next hole? That's how a lot of businessmen, I feel, are out there, and politicians, because you can tell a lot about someone that plays golf by playing with them. You can tell a lot about them. And you actually hear the President of the United States of America talk about that a lot. How he's an avid golfer, and he's very aware of that. How much you can learn about how does someone handle stress? Are they a good winner? Are they a good loser? That's the kind of energy. And so this is kind of saying, you need to be able to control your mind to be able to move forward in a strong way. And so the queen is she's willing to hear from the page. Like, probably the knight came in with this information, and when she finds out it's half-assed, off with his head. No, I don't know. That kind of energy, but maybe that's as much energy as he could find. But then a Knight of Cups comes in right after. So it could be information maybe about this King of Wands. The King of Wands, if you put the King of Wands and the King of... she's looking right at him and he's looking right at her. So, and the King of Swords, you'll notice. Look at, they are nothing to do with each other. They're like, done. We're done. So that's the kind of energy I feel is coming in. Really interesting. So the knight in shining armor is like, the one you read about in the romance novels. He's all put together. Look how calm his horse is. It's well trained. And notice something. This knight of this energy of this horse here, of the Knight of Cups, doesn't that look like a similar horse, hey? Like that's maybe grown up. It's like this horse is very like, whatever, he totally trusts his rider, that kind of energy. So when the King of Cups comes in, it generally is like, it's not like the Page of Cups. It's like someone who's made up their mind and they have a proposal in mind. Maybe an actual and look at, it's ordained by God. So this is talking about the universe is gifting the Knight of, bringing in this information for the Queen of Swords. Hey, if you want another crack of love, this is the perfect, this person is the perfect person for you. And this may be you going through this, but I feel like it's this energy here. Or it's not the King of Swords, because like they're not even looking at each other, but these two are looking at each other. And the Queen of Swords, she has to warm up to the idea, right? Because she's not really in the mood for love. Like, she's more in the mood for like pissed off about what happened in the last time she was in a relationship. So this could be taken many ways, but it's an interesting reading. It's fun. It's a little bit lighthearted. Oh, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune at the very top. Again, this is Sagittarius energy, because these are all kind of that happy-go-lucky year of the horse kind of energy. New. That's the kind of energy. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And what's really interesting is that this is the past, the present, and the future all coming together through synchronicity. But the Wheel of Fortune is actually on this wheel. It has the Hebrew letters for God, and it's on there. The letters are on one of the wheels here. And this is basically saying, it's really an interesting energy, because it's also a mathematical equation that is representing the golden ratio, which I could talk about at another time, but this reading's getting long. I have a few more to go. But this energy is the letters of the Hebrew letters that represent the name of God actually are a tetragrammaton. And that is actually a mathematical equation representing phi energy. And so this is talking about the proportions in the golden ratio. So it's really interesting. This is talking about God being a very organized, perfectly organized God, and mathematical genius, I guess. That kind of energy. So we've got this here is we're talking about the regret to begin, and then being in this mental prison, possibly a physical one for some. This is about having to use your intuition, because there's not just two choices. Probably moving forward in expansion, expanding your horizons, passion coming in from the as a gift from God, having a new passion for love after going through this kind of shift. And then this is like that cup coming in, and then this is God saying, I'm in charge. And I've had enough expansion for a while, Sagittarius. It's time for us to contract again and put things back into order. That's the energy. Get passionate about that. With everything that's happening on the earth, we don't. In times of expansion, things get a little wild on the edges, and it's like, okay, we need some order here. So, but this is saying that this new relationship is a blessing coming in for staying on your path. This is the Page of Wands, or the Page of Swords. The information is, this is like an enthusiasm and recognizing that life is a mental sport. You own your mind does not own you. So you need to learn to control your mind. It's a whole new world coming in. Like, there's a lot of astrological influences. Again, if you want to know more about those, check out my playlist for new moon, full moon, and also for the one with the fire horse energy coming in. And my Valentine's Day readings were more like, there was all this astrological energy coming in, and they were all tough love, bottom line. And a lot of them were even like more like Singles Awareness Day. So I thought they were going to be all fluffy, but they weren't. This is about putting the work in, and possibly, whatever's happening down here, don't worry, it's being taken care of. The Hierophant is looking after it. The religious leaders are looking after it. The courts are looking after it. They're going to have to. The politicians, everybody's going to have to, because the people that are underneath it are saying, we're not having this. We need some order here. Everybody's kind of like, what? This is what they're doing, kind of energy. And then we have this rebel with a cause coming in. Get this project done so that we can move forward into, and this is talking about everybody. It is has their own special, unique, star-like quality to bring into the universe. So, it's time for us all to step up now and shine. Be the best version of ourselves that we can be. The planet needs that more than ever. The universe needs that more than ever. I really like this reading. This is a good reading. This is like a strong, it's valuable information, okay? All right, there's hope. Thank you, God. Please do restore some order. That would be absolutely amazing. It would really be good. So if you've enjoyed this reading, please do give it a like and comment. It empowers me to move, to build my channel, and I really appreciate it. If you resonate, consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. For those of you who want to stay on and find out more clarity from this, I'm going to use my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS, and that I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. So these cards have the numbers on them from the paintings, and as they're listed in my gallery. So you can check them out there. I will put the numbers of the cards that as they appear here in the description box below, so that you know which ones to look for. And yeah, I've been working on this since 2007. In 2020, I finished the 64th painting. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. Had a lot of fun working on it. I'm working on the information now, and the best way to do so is to play with it. You may have noticed in life that what looks good on paper doesn't always turn out that way in real life. So I want to play with the cards, and I'm learning so much. Oh, here we go. These are the cards that are wanting to come out. So the first one is deception. Yes. Kiss me good. There's a hex in the city. Yep, the witches and their broomsticks. It's moon energy. They can't help themselves. And this is the energy here about, this happening. Now, this could have happened to the King of Wands, or it could be that the King of Wands was the one that cheated, or it could be, it must be one of them. So it's most likely to be, actually. So we don't know for sure. You would know in your own situation. We have Trauma Queen. Okay, so it sounds like it might have been the Queen. That's straight. Someone that, life's a slice, but hold the drama kind of energy. And that's this energy. I feel like this is the Queen, the Queen's energy. She's trying to figure out how the shift am I going to get out of this one. That's the energy. Everybody's talking like, this is, should I fight? Should I run? Or should I just freeze? And that's the frozen. I'm frozen. I don't know what to do. Trying to figure out what to do. Sagittarius energy. So this is talking about putting the burdens down and running. Going on an adventure. Expanding some more. Who cares about the contraction? That Sagittarius is happy-go-lucky. It's kind of like this energy here is Sagittarius. But God is saying, I think we need more order, Sagittarius. I don't think we need more expansion. And God rules. So I want to point out that this energy, when the horoscope cards come in, I'm not talking about a person, an individual. I'm talking about the energy of that sign. So the state of being of that sign. That's talking about, the Sagittarius energy is the love of knowledge and doing it through travel, that kind of energy, expansion rather than contraction. Sagittarius energy prefers to travel, like not to be like stuck at home or be contracted or be in that energy. But we all have a little bit of that in us. And so that's we can learn from that energy. The falling star, this is falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So when people step out of a relationship, I mean, if it's been promised that you're not going to, then that kind of energy is talking about, you don't love yourself enough to keep your own word, basically, to stay on your destined path. It's like, are you a man of your word or a woman of your word or not? So falling and failing in love is a matter of I. And then we have this energy coming in, mother's worry. And yes, you might have a mother, and there might have been some mother energy involved here. There quite often is. The worst thing a mother can do is worry about her children, because it actually, if a mother can't see a bright future for her children, who's going to? But there's a lot of mothers worrying right now because of the way the world is going. And are their children going to have a bright future? I feel this also is talking about the earth itself. A lot of people call the earth Mother Earth, and they're concerned with what's happening on the planet at this time. It is concerning. It's very concerning. We have denial. A lot of people don't want to look at it, don't want to see it. Let's sweep it under the rug. Okay, you've been looking at these files for 2 weeks now. There's millions of files. It takes more than 2 weeks to go through them all. But people are really all the internet sleuths are out there, and there's so much information out there, and it's, disturbing. So what I don't know won't hurt me. A lot of people on this planet are realizing, oh my gosh, what was going on here? This is like unbelievable, but, you can only, and a lot of people will say, if I see it with my own eyes, then I'll believe it. But when you're seeing with your own eyes, you're only seeing about 4% of the spectrum of light. So you're actually missing about, 95% of it, basically. So, that dark energy that the physicists talk about, there's lots happening in there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. It's kind of like when people say, it would be like saying, hey, Joe over in the Middle East said this, and you're like, I don't know no Joe. I've never seen Joe. There's no Joe. Just because you don't know Joe doesn't mean that Joe doesn't exist. It's kind of that energy. The death transition. card is, again, it's talking about, it's not, it's a major transition coming in for a lot of people. A lot of this is astrological, and it's inevitable, basically. It's kind of, this is the way justice is coming in. Redemption. So redemption is karma coming through. A lot of people feel karma is punishment, but it's actually cause and effect for your actions or inactions. And you can have direct karma, which is your own actions, but you can also have indirect karma, which is from your ancestors and your descendants' actions. And if they don't clean up their act, then you've got to, then someone else, like, that's the burdens here, you know, this energy here, carrying other people's burdens because your parents didn't clean up their own shift, and now you've got to do that as well as clean up your shift. And you maybe have some children now and you're cleaning up after them as well, and the pets. It's that kind of energy. So, but justice is coming in. And then we have perception. So a lot of times, yes, people go, they think, you know, that the grass is greener on the other side. Then when they get over there, they realize, oh, it's fake. And that's because it's really falling and failing, and love is a matter of I. If, you know, if you look after grass and you water it and fertilize it and cut it and pluck the weeds, you're going to have a beautiful lawn. So anyone can do that. It's whether or not you do it. And then the star energy is coming in. So this is talking about, the star energy is about, you know, starting off on your journey. You're an innocent person, a little child of God, and there's a divine path. And God's saying, I'm in charge here. I'm in charge. I don't care what you want. This is Big Daddy putting his foot down, saying enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. The lovers coming in. So the choices we make regarding our lovers and the choices that our lovers make are some of the most intimate choices that affect us. And so they have a, you know, it's this shifty energy here. If you have a lover that's in this energy, it's very destructive. It's, you know, it wounds, right? Like it's a deep wound that needs to be healed. We have the Wheel of Fortune saying again, this is there's a big change happening in the world right now. We don't know what, you know, we have no idea like what's going to happen next. Because if you look at the news, and a lot of people don't want to even look at it, and I say we need to look at it because we're responsible for leaving this planet in a better condition than it was when we got here. We have generations coming up after us that deserve that from us. And so, you know, you don't have to get enmeshed in it. You can look at the news and then just know what's kind of, get a broad idea of what's going on and get on with your day kind of energy. Judgment is being called. That's bottom line there. That's... This is judgment coming in from, and you notice this is the same energy here. So the falling star energy is your own heart chakra and being unfettered, like being able to heal the wounds from having bad love experiences. And then this energy is also about this is the same dragon. This one is falling upside down. She's from the Pleiades, and she's from the heart chakra. And her name is Unfettered, because her heart is healed and she's ready for love again. The Judgment is an upright version of her twin, falling through the sky. And this is saying that God is the only one who can really judge people upright, because God is the only one that knows why people do the things that they do, and possibly the painful energy of, what's happening in life kind of energy. And so we have, it's just basically saying that God is the judge here, and a big part of it, and I'm noticing something here, is that this is the only sign coming in from the horoscope is Sagittarius, and there is a lot of this energy here. And I don't know, I saw somewhere like the energy that Sagittarius is the heart of the Milky Way. That was from a posting on Facebook. So this energy is, it's the only one. So it's talking about that heart energy of the universe as well, I feel. I've got to look that up better because I don't want to say what it was about until I look into it and read it again. And maybe watch the video again. But I remember being like it's really solid information about the cosmic heart is close to the constellation of Sagittarius. I think that's what it said. I have to look into it. I will, once I know for sure, I will post something about that. Please do give this a like and comment if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you resonate. It would be my honor if you did so. I'll be back with another daily reading again for you tomorrow. Bye for now.